Hi everyone, I'm Miri Bleicher. I'm head of content and social media here at Coco Hub. I'm here with Chen Buskila, CTO and co-founder of Coco Hub, and Assaf Talmudi, award-winning musician and music producer. So Assaf, can you tell us a little bit about the project? What did you guys do here?
Well, Chen and me both started playing with the idea of using artificial intelligence as a way of generating song lyrics. I think probably 2 years ago. We presented an interesting project at the conference, and then Jason asked us to do something like this with Anna. And considering the zeitgeist and considering the interesting period we live in now, Jason and Chen chose to focus on protest songs, and Chen did his magic of scanning database of lyrics of such songs and then letting an artificial neural net, I guess, which was trained on these lyrics to generate a new song. They generated a couple of nice lyrics, then we chose one. We used Anna's voice, like the way we use Anna to speak with users especially she mainly speaks with Jason, but and we use the same voice. Then we kind of gave it a catchy 80s style melody, which we did not do by artificial intelligence because it's so stupid. It's better to just do it by hand. Well, I'm sure he could have done it.
Chen, how were the lyrics generated? Can you walk us through this process?
The process to generate it was, the first step was to collect relevant examples to specify the model what we want to get in the end. So at first we wanted to go with the Billboard 100 as the list of songs, but Jason had the better idea of going with protest songs. So Jason gave us a Spotify playlist with hundreds of protest songs. We crawled the internet to get the lyrics for each one of them, and also some related songs too, because we need huge amounts of data to train it. So in the end it was about thousands of songs, lyrics to train on. After that we used the OpenAI transformer model called the GPT-2 to generate the actual music. The process itself is OpenAI GPT-2 model is a model trained on really varied and huge amounts of data. I don't know the exact numbers, but it's lots of data. We just took this model and fine-tuned it. We let it go through all of the lyrics we crawled before that.
So you start with a general language model that you get as open source. By somebody that went through a lot of texts.
Yeah, it's a really big model.
And then you give special importance to the texts, to the small data set, right?
Yeah, after that it was trained on basically huge amounts of text from the internet. We go and let it go over the lyrics data set, and kind of let it learn it too, but he kind of forgets the stuff he learned before, so just it's called fine-tuning, but the way to it.
I know him for many years, so in a way I can almost explain it to a human, which is basically what's interesting in what Chen is doing is that he assumes that you cannot just expect to learn something meaningful from a small data set. Even and for these kind of people, even the lyrics for 500 songs would be small. So basically, you start with training a language model that is general. It's not about the kind of texts you're interested in now, and this is trained on just huge amounts of text.
Yeah.
Then you kind of get the structure of the language within the model in a way. Then you train it on the specific data set you want to generate.
Yeah, the thing doing all this wasn't enough. So another thing trick we did to get it to generate exactly the songs in the format we wanted was called conditioning. It's where you can take a prompt, like a bunch of a sentence or a few words, give it the model as the starting point, and then model generates from this point forward. So the lyrics data is really structured in all the same way. It's like the song name, the artist, and then the lyrics itself. So what we did is we picked the song name and formatted it the same, the artist name, and then prompted the model with this data. And we did over a few variations on the name of the song, and it generated the songs we got.
Again, translation for people who don't enjoy reading machine learning articles. Prompting is probably the couple of words you put in the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
Because these models, they don't generate anything from scratch, but they always they respond to their last output. Because it's not like a conversation, they need to continue something, so you manually choose the first couple words.
First, in this case, it was the name of the song and the artist, and the structure that give it a clue that we want to get the song here.
Okay, so this song, and its name was what?
I think this one, I'm not sure.
Looking for a Future or something like this.
Yeah, we tried a bunch of variations. I don't remember exactly which one you chose in there.
Change is coming, guys.
Change is coming was the choice. Yeah. And it's interesting that probably, I'm guessing that in your data set was a change is gonna come by Sam Cooke, right?
Definitely.
So when you prompted it with a change is coming, the system adequately ended the song with the line, the change is gonna come.
Yeah, it's probably really likely that it encountered it before many times. So yeah.
So once you have the lyrics, what's the next step? What did you do, Assaf?
Again, it was pretty easy in the sense that once we because I'm kind of like Chen systems are trained. I'm kind of trained by profession to get a text or a melody by somebody and kind of finding where the interesting part is, what is worth repeating. That's something you have to do with human writers as well as robotic writers. So I kind of have an eye for it and an ear for it. So we started by repeating a couple of lines, and music has a funny way that once, if you repeat the right words, it becomes a song, and then you then you respond to it and you say, this kind of works. And we gave it some, I would say, a Pet Shop Boys style harmony.
Why?
Something about the text and the way the speech synthesis generated the text. And once you try to think, okay, what is the melody of this text? All of a sudden, for me, it's like Pet Shop Boys style thing in G minor, but that's like instincts, because I've been doing songs since 1995, so you kind of know it in a way, but also because of the way the rhythm of the words, so you kind of hear it.
Were there any human vocals involved with the song?
No, we just use, there's no cheat in the sense that it's basically Chen system into Amazon Poly voice synthesis, which is identical to what we use with Anna, then just worked on. But no tricks. The only trick we did with the lyrics that you do with lyrics of artists as well is finding specific stuff that is worth repeating. But again, you do this with human writers, right? Like you hear a sentence and say, let's do this sentence like 4 times. But we didn't cheat. Like we got the output from the machine and just put it into music. And surprisingly enough, sounds like a song of art. Something that suits the current atmosphere.
So do you think Anna's gonna be a pop star now?
I think people in Japan and in Asia are seriously playing or even benefiting, and there exists synthetic robotic pop stars now.
There was a Black Mirror episode about it.
No, but in reality, I think in Asia, I don't know of how serious or widespread this phenomenon is. But I know there are experiments with synthetic, non-human pop stars. I don't know. That's a weird cultural.
Interesting. Do you think Anna's gonna fit in?
I think the words are angry enough. Her look is kind of rough enough. And the lyrics are kind of like right on the spot of what a lot of people are thinking now. There's still a lot of PR and marketing, but that's like your job. Like theoretically, it should be okay.
Okay, great. Thank you, guys.